So it might have popped a little message on your screen. So if you just need to clear that off so that you know that we're recording, but it doesn't show you. And if it ever does, I try to edit everybody out. So it should never show you on the recording unless you want to be seen. That being said, come down onto your back, find a constructive rest position, get nice and comfortable. Give your body a minute or two to settle in. And once you feel like you've gotten a nice settled in position, your feet are in a comfortable place, back and shoulders feel good, arms are resting wherever feels the most comfortable. Take a moment to just become aware of the floor beneath you. Feel that nice solidness under your back, under your feet, under your head. Take a moment to become aware of the ceiling above you. And then get a sense of the walls around you. And then give pause here for a moment just to offer up a little gratitude for this safe space that you have to work in. And then come back to your physical body and just do a quick little scan from your feet up to the top of your head and notice if there's any parts of your body that are calling attention to them, wanting a little bit of extra love or care. And then if you're noticing any parts of your body that are calling for a little extra attention, take a mindful note just to set an intention here to honor those places throughout your practice. And then before we move or engage the body, just take a moment to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Great. And then with that intention set, bring both hands gently to the belly. We're just going to tune into the breath for a moment. So take a nice, big, generous inhale. Allow your belly to inflate. And a nice, slow, slow exhale. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a nice, big, generous inhale. And a slow, slow exhale. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take a big, generous inhale. But as you inhale, can you pause and retain your inhale? So just hold the breath for a moment. And then when you feel ready, exhale, let all of that air go, but pause the exhale as well. So just retain that lack of air for a moment. And then without having to gasp for breath, just take your inhale, inflate. Pause at the top, retain your breath. And then when it feels good, exhale, let it go. Let all of that air go and then hold that exhale, retain the out breath. And then without gasping, just take a nice, generous inhale. Hold the breath at the top. And then when you're ready, slowly exhale. Let all of that air go. And then for a moment, pause and retain your exhale. Nice. And then let your breath kind of come back to a natural rhythm. Let your hands come down at your sides. And we're going to walk our feet in. So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. And we're just going to start by crunching the bottoms of the feet. So imagine that you're trying to pick up a sock or a piece of fabric or something with the bottoms of your feet. So you're just going to crunch up your toes, just kind of mush through the bottoms of the feet. Take a couple more crunches here. And then give your toes a little twinkle. So just a little wiggle of the toes, maybe even wiggle the fingers to help wiggle the toes. And then we're just going to start to lift the balls and the toes of the feet up away from the floor. So we're just going to start to move in the ankle joint just a little bit. You might feel a little engagement in the muscles in the front of the shin. Lift the toes and the balls of the feet. Take 1 or 2 more lifts. And then we're going to press the balls and the toes of the feet into the floor and lift the heels and just take a couple lifts of the heels. Just move at a pace that feels nice. We just want to move through the joints of the feet. Great. And now we're going to take a couple of heel slides. So with the right leg, you're just going to send your right leg down to the end of your mat. And if you can, let your heel drag on the ground and then drag your heel as you pull it back in. And then we'll do that again. Send the heel out. So we're going to let the heel kind of drag, and it might stagger. Don't worry about that. But then drag the heel to come back in. And do that one more time in that right leg. So we're just going to send the heel out, let the heel drag along your mat or the floor, and then heel down on the ground, drag and pull it in. And we're going to take it over to the left leg. So left leg is going to lengthen out. We're going to drag the heel along the ground. It might stagger. Don't worry about that. And then drag the heel to come back in. Drag the heel to lengthen out and drag the heel to come back in. Nice. One more just like that. Drag the heel to go out. Drag the heel to come back in. Awesome. And now we're going to lift the right leg up just into a sort of tabletop position, and then twirl your foot in circles. Your right foot's going to draw in circles, go in one direction, and then twirl your foot in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And now just with a gentle bend in the knee, we're going to just bend and straighten that leg. Doesn't have to look like anything in particular. We're just going to work into the knee joint, bending and straightening just a little bit to bring a little fluid into that knee. Awesome. Now, the next time that right leg is up towards the sky, we're going to pronate and supinate the foot. So as if you're trying to pull the big toe in towards you and then pull the pinky toe in towards you. So we're going to point the pinky toes up towards the ceiling, or imagine that you're trying to make little prayer hands with just one foot. So we're going to supinate and pronate, moving the ankle in another direction. Take one more side to side. Nice. And then gently set that foot down, and we're going to switch sides. So we're going to pull the left knee up. Take a couple little bends and straightens of that leg. Awesome. And then with that foot up in the sky, twirl your foot in one direction. Twirl your foot the other way. And then find that supinate and pronate. So as if you're trying to pull the big toe in and then the pinky toe. Nice. And then when you're ready, soften that foot, bend the knee, set the foot down, come back to the right leg. We're going to pull the knee in towards the chest, shoot the heel upward towards the ceiling, lower the leg all the way down. Heel is going to touch the ground. We're going to drag that heel to come on up and in, pull the knee up to the chest, send the heel upward towards the ceiling, lower your heel with control, let the heel touch the ground, drag the heel, pull it in toward your body, and then pull the knee up into the chest. One more time on this side. Heel up, lower it down, heel touches the floor, drag and pull that leg in. And now we're going to switch sides. So left foot's going to step down, pull the left knee up into your chest, heel up, lower the leg with control, heel touches the ground, we drag to pull it in, pull the knee into the chest, heel up, lower with control, drag the heel to come in. One more time here, heel up, lower with control, drag the heel, pull it back in, and then toe heel your feet out so they're about shoulder width distance apart, and take some windshield wipers gently side to side. And you can always move your arms in any position so that they're just out of the way, so your knees can move freely and your hips get a lot of room to find some range of motion here. Beautiful. Take one more drop of the knee side to side. And then bring it back to center, walk your heels in a little bit closer. So feet are about hip width distance apart, heels closer to the bum, hands alongside the hips, and we'll move right into a pelvic tilt. Exhale as you press your low back into the ground. Inhale to release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back down. Inhale, release. Exhale to press the low back down. Inhale, release. Take 2 more cycles of breath here, just moving through the pelvis, finding a little bit of space in the low back. Nice. Last one, and then find a more neutral spine. We're going to pull the right knee up into the chest, catch hold of the knee, draw the knee in circles, go in one direction. Draw the knee in circles, go the other way. Lovely. Set that foot down and switch sides. Pull the left knee into your chest, draw the left knee in circles, go in one direction. Draw the left knee in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then set that foot down. And now we're going to pick up our hips, shift your hips over to the right, and then we're going to come into a Bananasana. So we're going to walk the legs down to the left corner of the mat. So hips are over to the right, feet are over to the left. So we're starting to find a little side bend with the body. And then reach your arms up, finding a side bend through the top part of your body, reach towards the top left corner of your mat. So your feet and your arms are over to the left, but your hips are over to the right. So we're finding a nice little crescent shape. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then if your arms are up and overhead, gently relax them down. Slowly, mindfully walk your feet in, and then we'll press into the feet to pick up the hips, move the hips into center, pause just for a moment, rearrange anything that you need to, and then we're going to take our Bananasana to the other side. So we're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, shift the hips over to the left side of the mat, walk your feet down to the right corner of your mat. And then once you got that all arranged, arms are going to reach up and overhead and then reach up towards the top right corner of the mat. So we're crescent shaping over to the other side and hopefully finding a stretch through the left side of the body. Nice. Take one more breath. And then if your arms are up and overhead, gently release them down. Slowly step the feet in. Bring the hips back to center, pause for a second, give your body a second to just rearrange itself. And then we're going to take it into some hip bridges. So hands alongside the hips, press into the feet, curl the tailbone up, lift up nice and high. And then exhale, roll down through the spine. So think upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground. Inhale, roll up, curl up the tailbone, nice and high. And then as you exhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground. Beautiful. One more time, just like that. Inhale and lift up. Exhale and roll down, upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch down. And this time, pull both knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a little rock side to side. Cool. And then from here, we're going to think about legs up the wall for the bottom half of the body. So we're just going to send our heels upward towards the ceiling. But now bring your arms into goalpost arms or cactus arms. So elbows are in line with the shoulders. We got a nice 90-degree angle bend with the arms, and the backs of the hands rest comfortably on the floor. You want to just snuggle around into the shoulders. Legs can just be kind of loose and relaxed up towards the ceiling. And then once you've got your arms and shoulders in place, gently start to rock your head side to side. Just turn your head to the left and to the right, just in the range of motion that feels the most comfortable to you. Notice if there's any little jaggedy places or places that are crunching around. See if you can slow down, soften, smooth those places out. And then once you feel like you've got those places smoothed out, maybe you pick up the pace again. Nice. Now, the next time your head turns to the right, stay there, and just a little tiny gentle tilt of the head up and down. One more up and down here. And then turn your head over to the left, stay there, and a little tiny tilt of the head up and down. So it's not a big range of motion. We just want to sort of feel a little bit of engagement in the back of the neck. Take one more little nod up and down here. Bring your head back to center, keeping the legs up if that feels comfortable. You can always lower them down at any point if it feels better for you, but we're just going to take our arms and glide them up. So if you can, keep the backs of your hands fairly connected to the floor. Reach your arms up alongside your ears, and then right away, pull the arms back down, elbows back alongside the shoulders. Inhale and reach your arms up, kind of like a good morning stretch with the top half of the body, and then pull the elbows back down in line with the shoulders. And do that one more time. Stretch the arms up, and then pull the elbows back in line with the shoulders. Nice. And then give your fingers a little wiggle, wriggle out your wrists. And now from here, we're going to bend the knees, catch hold of the backs of the thighs, and we're going to rock and roll our way up. Take a couple of rocks and rolls, work the length of the spine, find that little bit of a massage. And then once you feel good and found a little momentum, come up for a seated ragdoll. So we're going to scooch the bum back just a little bit, maybe step your feet a little bit wider, big giant bend in the knees, lift the belly and chest, and then just fold over. Maybe touch your toes or the floor. And you want to just think about letting your belly and chest rest on the thighs so you don't have to effort too much here. And then just let your head drop down and take a couple of nice deep breaths. Nice. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come up slow. Walk your hands up your shins, walk your feet a little bit closer. So we're going to walk the heels in closer to the butt and a little bit closer together. And then with hands behind the back, just take a couple of nice gentle windshield wipers. Beautiful. Take one more time each side, and then we're going to find our way into a Supasana or easy seat, but any other seat that feels right to you. We're going to work the head and neck and shoulders. So just find a comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you, that you can sit up nice and tall. Cool. And then once you found your way here, think about dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Firm your belly up just a little bit, just so you feel like you have a nice engagement in your torso. And we're just going to gently nod the head up and down. You can connect the breath if you like, or if that feels like too much focus this morning, just move with a softness. Lift the chin up and lower the chin down. Nice. One more up and down here. We're going to move slowly through the neck. So this might get a little bit boring, but just bear with me. I promise it's good work. So now we're just going to turn the head to the left, but slightly. So think about turning the head like 1 inch. And then with that 1 inch turn, come back to the nod of the head up and down. And just let it be a gentle, mindful movement, just tuning into the back of the neck, noticing if there's any clicking or little jaggedy parts there. Take one more nod up and down, and then bring it back to neutral. We're going to turn to the left another inch, and then lift up and down again. Nice. Take one more up and down, and then find that neutral again. Turn your head to the left about 1 more inch. And now you might find you have a little bit of more restricted movement here, but if you can, nod your chin up and down. Awesome. And then bring your head back to neutral. And we're going to turn our head all the way back to center. Take a moment to pause and notice how one side might feel a little different than the other. Take a good gentle nod up and down here. And then bring it to neutral. Turn your head 1 inch to the right. And then find that nod of the head up and down again. Nice. And then bring your head to neutral and then turn to the right about 1 more inch and then nod up and down again. Beautiful. One more nod up and down. And then one last turn. We're going to turn to the right just as far as you can. And then you might find a little bit of a restriction in the movement here, but lift the chin up and down just as much as feels comfortable. Nice. And then bring your head to neutral, rotate all the way back to center, and just a little tick-tock of the head side to side just to kind of soothe out the muscles of the neck. Nice. And then just for a second, come to center, close your eyes down, and then notice. Because when we're moving in the head and the neck, we might kind of find some places where we hold tension or tend to hold tension. So you might have picked it all up into your jaw. So if you feel like along that work, you're starting to feel a little tension in your jaw, give your jaw, it might feel funny, but give your jaw just a little wiggle, moosh it around like you're chewing a big giant piece of gum. And then let everything soften for a second. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Cool. And then from here, we're going to move right into a seated cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale to hang onto the knees, round the back, round the shoulders, look to your belly button. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, arch the back. Exhale, round your back. Beautiful. One more time, just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Awesome. Come to a nice neutral spine. And then we're going to rotate to the left, but slight rotation. So hands just going to find the knee. And then with that gentler rotation, move back into that cat and cow. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. And just pay attention and make sure you're only moving in a range of motion that feels good to your body. And then find a neutral spine, rotate to the other side, just barely. So we just catch the knee. And then once you've got that little rotation, back into that cat and cow. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back. Beautiful. 2 more breaths just like that. Nice. And then when you're ready, neutral spine, rotate back to center, and then flippity-do your way up into a tabletop position, or come onto all fours in any fashion that works best for you. So we're going to come down on hands and knees. Take a second to find your way there. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then right away, we're going to start to bop the hips side to side. So like you're trying to drop your hips to the left and to the right, you might feel a little bit of a stretch or engagement through the gluteus minimus, gluteus medius, so those side glutes. So just finding that little sensation there. Awesome. Take one more drop of the hips side to side, and then bring it back to center, curl both sets of toes under, and then we're going to rock forward and back. We're going to tune into how our wrists feel, fingers feel, toes feel, bottoms of the feet feel. Beautiful. One more rock forward and back. And then as you come back up into tabletop, release your toes and right into a puppy pose or heart melting pose. We're going to keep the hips in line with the knees. Walk the hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead soften down. If you need a little bit more space for the shoulders, you can always walk your hands a little bit wider towards the outer edges of your mat. And then just take 3 nice big breaths. Cool. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, start to find your way back into that tabletop position. We're going to curl both sets of toes under, get your way up into a downward facing dog. So pull your bum back to your heels, lift the knees up. And then once you found your way here, take a couple of pedals of the legs, bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. Nice. Take one more pedal of each leg, and then we're going to look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find a little ragdoll fold here. We're going to grab opposite wrist to opposite elbow, and then think about stepping your feet just a little bit wider than you normally do. So if you usually keep about a hip width distance apart, maybe step them out so that they're about shoulder width, really working towards the outer edges of your mat. So we have a nice wide base, and we're going to start to swing the elbows side to side. And then maybe as you swing them side to side, you even curve around the outside of your calf. Nice. And then notice here, as you start to swing a little side to side, how do the backs of your legs feel? Did you pick up tension in the jaw or between your eyes? Can you let that go? Nice. Take one more swing side to side. And then come back to center. Let your fingertips touch the ground. Walk your feet in just a little bit closer now. So now the hip width distance apart. And we're going to move into our half forward fold. So inhale, glide your hands to your shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale and soften back down. Bend your knees, let the fingers touch the floor. Beautiful. Inhale, glide your hands to your shins. Exhale and soften back down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, glide your hands to your shins. Nice. Exhale, soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in nice and strong from your navel center, round and roll up to standing. And then take your time to unwind, fix up your yoga uniform, and then find your mountain pose at the top of your mat. So feet about hip width distance apart, lift up through the top of your head, soften your shoulders down, and then bring a little twinkle into the fingers. So we're just gonna wiggle the fingers around, just kind of mush them around and let them move just in an organic fashion, just to start to feel a little energy and aliveness in the hands, just to the point where you almost feel like you might fatigue your hands if you work them just a little bit more. And then give your hands a little shake and let them soften down at your sides, and then just tune in. Notice your hands, notice your palms, maybe even notice your forearms. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Open your eyes. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Awesome. We're going to go just a little further. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step both feet back to down dog. Take one or two pedals of the legs just to feel the length in the backs of your legs. And then when you feel good and ready, you're going to pick up the heels, lower your knees, big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat, come to your extended child's pose. Pull your bum back to your heels, let your belly, your chest, your forehead, let everything soften down towards the earth, and then allow your arms to be soft and heavy. So rather than efforting and reaching into the arms, let them be loose and relaxed. And take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, start to float your way back up into a tabletop position. So we're going to walk those knees in, curl the toes under, exhale, find your way up to a downward facing dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up, grab that beach ball above your head. And then as you exhale, sink into a little chair just to feel a little bit of strength in your legs, and then rise right back up. Float your arms down at your sides, roll the shoulders down, around and back. And as it is 8:30, if you only had a half an hour, I hope the rest of your day is magnificent. But if you're sticking around, we're going to get into a little bit more strength here. So feet about hip width distance apart. Inhale, arms up, reach up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink into a chair. We're going to bring the weight into our heels, settle the butt down just a little bit lower, and then draw the tailbone down so we feel a little bit of a firmness in our center. If this creates any pinching in the low back, bring your hands down to shoulder height. But if it feels good, lift up energetically through the fingertips. Find that steady breath here, working hard. So you might feel that your legs get a little bit shaky, but don't lose that sensation of curling the tailbone down, that firmness of your center, and that energy lifting up through the fingertips. One more breath here. Nice. On your next inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, just let your hands float down at your sides. And now we're going to put a little bit of effort into the fingers as if we're trying to reach the fingertips down towards the ground. So we want to think about drawing the shoulder heads down And then keep that little bit of engagement, but pull in at your center. So firm up your solar plexus. Fingertips are reaching down energetically. Solar plexus is engaged. And we're going to take a couple of heel lifts here. So we're going to inhale, lift the heels away from the floor. Exhale, lower the heels with control. Everything else stays in place. Energy down through the fingers. Shoulders are anchoring down. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, float the heels down, firm in your center. One more just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Nice. Inhale, raise your arms up, grab that beach ball. Exhale into your chair. Tailbone draws down, firmness in your center. Nice. And now we're going to reach the hands back. Energy through the fingertips like you're drawing those shoulder heads behind you. Lift the heels up with control. Hold it nice and steady. Firm up your belly. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then with control, as you float the heels down, raise the arms up, rise all the way up. Exhale, cactus your arms. And then when you feel good, release your hands down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step the right leg back into a lunge. We're just going to keep the knee lifted, heel lifted, heart forward, look forward, and take a breath. Beautiful. And then plant your palms, step back to down dog. Nice. And then from here, we're going to float forward into a plank and then think about lowering knees, chest, chin. So you're going to bring the knees down, lower the chest and the chin, and then scoop forward into a little cobra. Beautiful. And then exhale, find your way up to down dog. Nice. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back. We find that lunge again. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted, heart forward, look forward. Come back to your breath for a moment. Nice. And then we're going to set our hands down onto the ground, send that front leg back to down dog. Come forward into a planking position and then lower knees, chest, chin. So we lower the knees down, chest and chin, and then scoop forward into your little cobra. Nice. Exhale, find your way up to down dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale, soften down, right leg back, high lunge, knee is lifted, heel is lifted. This time, think about lifting your fingertips away from the floor. Find a little strength in your legs, and then just airplane the arms. So palms facing down, fingertips reach towards the heels. Think about drawing those shoulder heads down, but we want to keep a nice long neck. So your gaze is probably down towards the front edge of your mat. Legs are nice and strong. One more breath. Awesome. And then we're going to lift through the fingertips, take that high crescent lunge, arms reach up, look up, take one good breath. Beautiful. And then float the hands down, plant the palms, step back to down dog. Come forward into your planking position and then lower knees, chest, chin. Scoop forward into your cobra. And then exhale up to down dog. Beautiful. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Bend your knees, pull your belly button in, round and roll up through the spine. Roll the shoulders around, down and back. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, high lunge, heel is lifted, knee is lifted, and then find some stability. Lift your fingertips away from the floor, airplane the arms, palms facing down. We reach through the fingertips, energy through the spine, nice strong legs, gazes down towards the front edge of your mat. Take one more breath. Beautiful, and then if you can, sweep the fingers forward and up. Find that high crescent lunge, take a nice big breath. Beautiful, float the hands down, plant the palms, step it back to your down dog. Nice, and then come forward into your planking position. Lower knees, chest, chin. Scoop forward into your cobra. And then when you're ready, find your way back to your down dog. Beautiful. Walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll up to standing. Roll the shoulders around, down and back. Nice. Shift your weight over to your left foot. We're gonna pick the right heel up, bring it towards the bum. And then just reach your hand back and you're gonna kind of swing your foot out. Like you're trying to do a little, actually, I don't know what that dance move is. I wanna say the Lindy, but I don't think that's right. All right, but we just wanna kind of pick the heel up. So right hand, right foot are just trying to find each other here without looking if you can. So we're just reaching the hand back and reaching the heel out to the side. So we're getting a little internal rotation of the knee and just working a little proprioception. One more little hit of that foot and then set that foot down, bounce your knees out. We'll do that to the other side. So shift your weight onto your right foot, pick your left heel up, feel that little bit of engagement in the hamstring or the back of the leg. And now left hand is going to reach back and just see if you can tap that foot out to the side, finding your hand, finding your foot, and then see if you can do it without looking. Nice. Take one more little tap of that foot and then set it down, shake everything out. And now we're going to do the same thing kind of to the front. So we're going to take opposite hand, opposite foot, lift your foot up and see if you can just kind of rotate in and tap. Finding a little bit of balance, a little external rotation now with that leg. And then see if you can just keep your gaze forward. So without looking, can you bring hand and foot to meet? Nice. One or two more taps there. And then set that down. Woo, shake that out. And we're going to do it to the other side. So shift your weight over to your other foot. Pick that leg up in front. And then find that little tap. So now opposite hand, opposite foot. A little internal rotation. And a little bit of balance work. And a little proprioception work. Because we're going to try not to look at that hand. And just let it touch the foot. Nice. Take one or two more taps of that foot and then set it all down. Shake out your hips, wiggle out your toes, shake out your arms. Find your mountain pose again at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, stepping the right leg back, high crescent lunge. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted, fingertips lift away from the floor. If it feels available, arms reach up. One more breath. Nice. Float your hands down. We're going to straighten the front leg. So when your hands touch the ground, we're going to bend and straighten that front leg 2 or 3 times to find a little bit of length through the back of that front leg. Awesome. And then the next time you straighten that front leg, we're going to walk our fingers around to the right edge of your mat. So you're going to let your feet pivot, find a little wide leg forward fold, soften your elbows, soften the back of your neck. Let your torso get nice and heavy here and take a nice big breath. Cool. And then if you feel like you can, walk your hands through your legs, past your heels, palms face down, Reach nice and long through the fingertips. Walk them back just as far as you like. Let your head soften down. Come back to your breath. Nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome. And then walk your fingers forward. We're going to pivot the toes out slightly. So heels and toes out, bend your knees a lot. Pull your belly button in, round and roll up to a 5-pointed star. So we're going to extend the arms out, shine nice and bright, lift the soles of your feet, pull that energy all the way up out through the fingertips. Take one good breath. Nice. And then we're going to sink into our goddess squat. So we're going to bend the knees, lower the tailbone down. Think about driving the knees back. So inner thighs are nice and engaged. Elbows draw back so we're nice and strong in our center, and then lift your chin slightly, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Now bring your hands behind your head. Head is going to press into your hands. Hands are going to press into your head. We're going to take 3 side bends one way. Beautiful. And then 3 side bends the other way. Nice. And then as you come back to center, release your hands from your head. Lift yourself up into that 5-pointed star. Pivot the toes forward. Hinge from your waist, fold all the way back down to the ground. Awesome. And then we're going to pivot both feet, walk back around to the top of your mat. So you're probably turning left, find a lunge, plant your palms, step back to down dog. Come forward into your plank, lower knees, chest, chin. Find your way up to your version of a cobra. And then when you feel good and ready, back to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk, step or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften. Left leg back, high crescent lunge. Heel is lifted, knee is lifted. We find stability first. If it feels right, raise your arms up. Awesome. Then float your hands down. Frame your front foot. We're going to bend and straighten that front leg about 2 or 3 times to create a little length in the back of the leg. Beautiful. And then the next time you straighten that leg, stay there, pivot around to the left side of your mat. This time we're going to toe heel our feet out nice and wide. So take your feet just a little bit wider than you normally do, and then see if you can bring elbows and forearms down into the ground. So if you can bring elbows and forearms down to the ground, can you also bring the crown of your head down to the ground and just let the crown of your head rest comfortably on the ground, but there shouldn't be any weight on the neck or the head. It's just a little touch. Elbows and forearms should help support. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly lift your head up, straighten the elbows, toe heel your feet in to a comfortable wide position. Turn the toes out, bend the knees, roll on up to a 5-pointed star. Arms extend out. Exhale and sink into your goddess squat. Hands behind the head. Head presses into the hands, hands into the head. 3 side bends one way. Three side bends the other way. Back to center, lift up, release your arms, 5-pointed star, pivot the toes forward, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down. And now we're gonna walk around. So maybe turning to the right this time, finding your lunge again. Lovely. Plant the palms, step back to down dog. Shoot forward into your planking position and then lower knees, chest, chin. Scoop forward into your cobra. And then when you feel ready, find your way back to your down dog. Nice. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. We're going to roll down into a little ball of yarn. So fingertips stay on the ground, pick up your heels, bend your knees, roll your way down. Beautiful. And then right away, set your butt down onto the ground, soles of the feet together into your cobbler's pose. Find the tops of your feet, find the nice tall lifted spine, lean your heart forward just as much as feels comfortable. Awesome. And then lift from the top of your head. Let your heart follow, come up nice and slow. If you can, keep your legs in that cobbler's pose position. Walk your elbows and forearms down. Take a second, shake out your tail, and then lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Make any rearrangements that you need so that your cobbler's pose feels like it's right. Hips feel good, tailbone is happy. Reach your arms up straight from your chest. Inhale a nice big breath. And as you exhale, pull the abdominal muscles down, curl up the head, neck, and chest, reach the fingertips forward up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, inhale, release back down. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to curl up, and this time curl up and hold. See if you can just pull the solar plexus up a little bit further, lift your chest just a little bit higher, take one more breath. Awesome, and then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully release down, catch the outsides of your thighs, help your legs come together, pull the knees up into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock side to side. Nice, and we're gonna take it into a figure four from here. So left foot's gonna step down, right leg is gonna come across the left, hands free to start. We're just gonna lift the legs up and wobble our figure four a little bit side to side. So if you like, elbows can stay on the ground and kind of create a little anchor for you. Beautiful, one more little wobble side to side. And then we're gonna find that center point, thread the hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, wedge your right elbow against your right inner thigh, gently pull in just a little bit and keep a little bit of an aliveness, a firmness in the right foot. Taking a moment or two here just to allow a little breath to come down into that right glute and that right hip. Cool, and now we're gonna see if we can just slightly draw the right knee towards the left shoulder. So it's just a slight angle in our figure four. Take a breath. Come back to center. And then think about pulling your left knee slightly towards your right shoulder. Pause there and take a breath. Nice, and then bring it all back to center. And we're gonna take 3 bends and straightens of the left leg. Beautiful, and then gently release your left foot down, step the right foot off the left, pause just for a moment. Notice how one side feels different than the other. And then we're gonna take it to the other side. So left leg across the right, hands free to start, lift the right leg up and wobble your figure four side to side. Cool, and then when you're ready, we're gonna thread the hands through, keep a little firmness in that left foot, left elbow wedges against the left inner thigh. Bring it in just to the point that you feel sensation and then pause and take a breath. Nice, and then think about bringing that right knee slightly towards the left shoulder. So it's just a little bit of an angle in our figure four shape. Bring it back to center and then over to the other side. So we're gonna think about bringing the left knee towards the right shoulder just a little bit. Awesome, and then bring it back to center. And then we're gonna take 3 bends and straightens of that right leg. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release your grab, float the feet down, step the left foot off the right, pause for a moment and notice, making sure everything feels good. And then we're going to walk the heels a little closer to the bum, hands down alongside the hips, up into a bridge. Take an inhale, lift the hips up nice and high. We're going to stay up nice and high. So give a second to find a good placement of the shoulders. And then if you can, bring your hands to your ribs. So we're going to imagine that we're lifting the ribs up with the hands, and then see if you can just draw the solar plexus down. So the ribs are going to kind of pull in towards each other, and you're going to feel hopefully a little fire up in the tops of your legs. Glutes are engaged and hamstrings are helping hold that lift up. And then relax your hands back down to the earth. So now find that nice strong steadiness in your legs, a little bit of a firmness in the belly, and then the solar plexus is sort of softening towards the earth. Take one more breath. Nice. And then roll down through your spine, slow and controlled. Awesome. And then once you found your way there, lift the legs up into a tabletop position, lift your arms up. So now we've got our dead bug position. And then we're just going to take some alternate toe taps. So arms are going to stay nice and steady. We're going to alternate left foot and then right foot. But while one foot is moving, hinging out from the waist or hinging out from the hips, everything else is staying as stable as it can. Beautiful. One more tap of each foot. We're going to keep that tabletop position or that dead bug position, keep the legs where they are, and now alternate moving one arm and then the other. So we're just going to tap the thumb down to the floor above your head and pull it right back up, keeping the legs stable, belly firm. So nothing's wobbling around. We're just moving straight out from the shoulder and coming right back up. Beautiful. One more tap each side, and then lower everything down. Float the feet down, let the arms come down, toe heel your feet to about hip or shoulder width distance apart, and then take a couple of windshield wipers with the knees, dropping gently side to side. Nice. Take one more drop of the knees side to side. And then we're going to let the knees fall in towards each other into a constructive rest position. Find your arms into your I Dream of Jeannie arms and just start to pull the elbows gently side to side across the midline of your body. Head is going to stay stationary. So hopefully you're looking up towards the ceiling and just moving the arms side to side. And then see if you can tune in to the back side of your body. So sort of draw a line from your heart center down to the back side of the body and notice that little bit of movement, that little bit of pull that happens in the back side of your body as you move the arms from side to side. Beautiful. Take one more pull each side. And then as you come back to center, float your arms down. We're going to finish with a banana asana on each side just to see how it feels now. So press into your feet, lift your hips, shift them over to the right. Walk your legs nice and long down to the left corner of your mat. Reach your arms up to the top left corner of your mat and find that big crescent shape. And then if you feel like, since you've worked really hard and all of that is all loosened up now, you might want to find a little bit more sensation by stacking your right foot on top of the left. So we're just a little crisscross at the ankles, and then finding a little bit more length through the side of your body. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then relax your hands for a second, unstack your feet if they were crisscrossed, walk it all back into center, shift your hips, wiggle everything out that needs it. And then we're going to take that all to the other side. So we're going to shift our hips over to the left, walk the feet down to the right corner of your mat, arms up to the top right corner of your mat, finding that side bend position. And then if you want that extra sensation, left leg is going to stack on top of the right. So we have a little crisscross at the ankles, and then just find that little bit of extra length through the side of your body. Nice. And then when you're ready, if your foot is stacked, unstack it. Take the time to unwind from that little side bend, shift your hips around, wiggle your shoulders around, give everything a good little shimmy shake, and then ask your body, where would it like to take Shavasana? Do you want to stay in constructive rest and find that little bit of support for the low back, a more traditional shape and walk your feet long? Any position that would feel really nice and restful for your body. Give yourself a moment to find it. And then just allow your body a moment or two here to find some softness and stillness. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, invite some generous movement into your limbs. And then if it feels good, take a big good morning stretch like a yawn and just stretch from fingers to toes and take up a whole bunch of length on your mat. Nice. And then in your own way, at your own pace, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Beautiful. And then once you've found your way up, just make sure your tush feels nice and heavy into the earth. And we're just going to work our hands to finish. So we're going to bring our fingers inside the thumbs and then flick. So we're going to find a little bit of a strong flicking maneuver. And then if you can, bring your hands a little closer to your ears and start to find a little bit of a rhythm. So we're flicking the fingers out of the thumbs. And just tune in and notice if you start to hear one hand losing its rhythm or one hand is a little stronger than the other. So just notice. One hand might just have a stronger flick, but you might be able to keep the rhythm. There's no right or wrong. We just want to just tune in and notice. And then once you feel like you just can't do it anymore, your hands are getting pretty fatigued, do one or two more, and then give them a little soft shake. And then let the hands float down, palms facing up. Close your eyes down and just kind of tune into the palms of your hands. Notice that little bit of energy in your hands, maybe a little bit of warmth. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. And then we're going to gather the hands together, but with the thumbs inside of our prayer hands. So it's like a little boat or a little vessel or a little cup. And then we're going to take those hands right to heart center and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Tuesday.